Greetings and welcome to a Prayerful Pause. I'm Nancy Woodworth-Hill, and amongst other things, a spiritual director. Today, we will look at the practice of enough. Have you ever asked yourself, what is enough? We often search for abundance as a response to its partner, scarcity. Abundance is frequently more than we actually need. Hidden within the notion of abundance is the fear that there will not be enough, that there will be a scarcity of that what we think we need. There's a wonderful story in the biblical book of Exodus. The Israelites are wandering in the wilderness, hungry. After crying out to God for food, manna is sent each morning. It is described as like coriander seed, white, and the taste of it was like wafers made with honey. The only caveat was that no one was to gather more than needed for that day. If there were leftovers, by morning it would breed worms and become foul. Each day, one was to gather the amount that would be enough. There's a difference between abundance as a fearful response to scarcity and enough or sufficiency, which is an experience of satisfaction and well-being. What is enough? After a meal, our appetite for food dissipates. When we have arrived at our destination, the GPS stops giving instructions. When we assuage our thirst stops. When we have enough, our desire melts away. Our focus shifts from what we need to being sated. Other experiences of being sated or filled may be found in, for example, the touch of a loved one, the sight of the morning sun or evening sun on the landscape, that magic moment, the sound of laughter, how the end of a favorite song or poem drifts into silence. There is a sense of enough. Perhaps we are trapped in seeking enough, always racing to catch it, rather than in finding enough. When we are trapped in seeking, nothing is ever enough. We see what is missing, and what is before us may seem an unsatisfying shadow. When we find, we are able to bless, even in the desert places of our lives. It is not so much the what we possess, but how we approach what we have that matters. Yes, it seems to be natural to humans to desire, yet it is also truth that we cannot have it all. A never-ending cycle of desire can get us into trouble if we aren't careful. We need to be conscious of what we long for, how we are creating desires, how we are reacting to our wants. What is it we feel we need to have a sense of security? Shelter, food, and relationships are core to feeling that we have enough. We need to watch for the niggling, the yearning, the desire for the great greener grass on the other side. The practice of contentment, of enough, of gracefully sitting with what we already have and learning to sit without resentment is critical to being able to know in our hearts, minds, and bodies that we do indeed have enough. So with any practice, there's some preparation to do. You need to set aside some time. I'll have two options for this practice, and if you choose to journal, be sure to have your materials gathered. And you need to center, to come to stillness, silence, and solitude by sitting quietly, perhaps attending to your breath or whatever way works for you. So here's the first practice, journaling. Journal for 12 to 15 minutes on the question, what is enough? Just keep your pen on the paper and keep writing. If you don't know what to write, I don't know what to write. Just follow that thought of the question, what is enough? Once you are through, find a place of contentment, allowing yourself to feel the goodness and joy in contentment, and sit in this space. Perhaps end with another practice, such as a loving kindness or gratitude, or what seems to be appropriate, what fits you in the moment. A second practice of finding enough is once you're centered, recall a time when you chased happiness in an object, feelings, or other people. Become aware of the fleetingness of this moment of happiness, because this feeling isn't sustainable for a long time. Then let this recede. In the present moment, focus your awareness on a deep sense of contentment in your life. This could be focusing on perhaps as simple as being sheltered, being clean, having a satisfied stomach, enjoying companionship. Take your time. Allow the enoughness of this sense or feeling to wrap around and through you. Notice that it is real. It is enough. The goal is to be content with who you are and what you have right now. By focusing on what is good in your life at this moment, you will be amazed at how quickly you realize things are better than you thought. You are finding, not seeking. You may wish to end with another practice, such as loving kindness or a small gratitude practice, or whatever seems to fit in the moment, or just let the silence be. It is my wish that you find enough. If this video has been helpful to you, please consider sharing it. Go in peace.